And there's the reversal.
It's so great seeing these athletes compete here tonight. I had a feeling they were going to wind up against each other sooner or later.
There were times when it seemed like it wasn't going to happen, but I can't tell you how glad I am that it did.
That's for sure. You know, anytime you throw these kind of combustible elements into a match, you're guaranteed to get a hell of a show.
And that's exactly what we're seeing here tonight.
These superstars are on top of their game, but only one of them is going to have their hand raised at the end of this one.
And that's a real shame because, like you said, this is the adrenaline is pumping. The crowd is coming alive. This is what they came to see.
Hey, Cole, you know what? Try to restrain yourself a little bit, okay? You're supposed to be calling this bad boy right down the middle. There is no doubt that Batista made a hell of an impact on Raw, Cole. But now that he doesn't have Triple H or Ric Flair watching his back, I think his days might be numbered.
Batista has taken the best that his former Evolution teammates have had to offer, and he's always come out on top. I don't think that's going to change.
That was a textbook reversal.
He anticipated that move perfectly. I'll never understand why Mark Henry resorts to the brutal tactics he uses against his opponents. He's already the world's strongest man. What's he got left to prove?
Well, I guess that most women are squeamish. Every time Mark Henry gets in the ring with someone, you gotta realize he's sending a message to the whole locker room.
Well, if you ask me if victory is message enough, there's no need for the senseless brutality that Mark Henry seems to enjoy dishing out.
You know, Cole, I'd ask you who you were pulling for in this match, but I think it's pretty obvious since the beginning who you're rooting for.
I never claimed to be completely objective, Taz. It's no secret I respect superstars who stick within the rules and show some sportsmanship in the ring.
You gotta understand, Cole, I know it ain't exactly kosher, but you're putting your body on the line in there. You gotta do whatever it takes to protect yourself and pick up the win.
Taz, you're talking about two different things. Going outside the rules in the name of self-defense is one thing, but cheating to steal a victory and enhance your own career is something completely different.
There's not a superstar in the locker room who can afford to ignore these fans, Cole.
You're right about that. Without the fans, we'd all be out.
And there's the counter, Cole. Man, this match is so good, it's even worth sitting next to you to watch it, Cole.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Taz. You know, you're not always my #1 choice for a podcast partner,
You know what you should do, Girl Pants? You should team up with Jerry Lawler to be the king and queen on commentary.
Real funny, Taz. You know, that would almost be worth not having to work with a joker like you all the time. Each of these competitors is looking for the slightest hint of weakness in the other.
That's the law of the jungle, Cole. And injured superstars like a wounded...
Look at this, shot after shot being dished out here in the turnbuckle.
And anytime you're taking punches like that and you're not answering back, well, you ain't on the winning side of this match.
It sounds like this capacity crowd has something on their minds, Taz.
Yeah, and thousands of paying customers can't be wrong. I gotta tell you, Cole, I thought I had this thing figured out, but now I got no idea how this is gonna end up.
Neither do I, Taz. And I think it's that unpredictability that makes it so exciting.
No doubt, Cole. I've seen superstars get a huge advantage over their opponents and still lose the match because they got sloppy.
Anything can happen in WWE. An entire match can turn on one or two big moves.
And that's why you can't take your eyes off the action for 1 second. You never know when something huge is gonna go down.
You talk about raw power. You talk about intensity. Have you ever seen a superstar like Batista?
Hey, there's no doubt he's a very impressive dude, no question. But let's not get too carried away here. It's not like he's the biggest and baddest guy ever to step foot in the WWE ring, you know what I mean?
You say that, Taz, but no one else comes to mind. You've got to be pretty big and pretty bad to pin Triple H for the World Heavyweight title. And that's exactly what Batista did at WrestleMania 21.
Hey, look, anybody can have a really good night. You know what I'm saying, Cole? That doesn't make you the greatest superstar in the world of all time. And come on, let's face it. I think Batista's a little bit overrated. And I think we're going to see that here tonight.
If I was a gambling man, I'd take that bet, Taz. I don't mind admitting that I'm in awe of Batista. And I know I'm not the only one.
Well, I'll tell you this much. There ain't no doubt in my mind that Mark Henry really is the world's strongest man. The power of this guy is purely awesome.
It's downright scary is what it is, Taz. We've seen Mark Henry tear apart superstar after superstar, and I hope we're not about to see more of the same here tonight.
Everyone who gets in the ring with Mark Henry knows exactly what to expect. And if they're dumb enough to do it, then that's their problem. These superstars have been going hard all match.
They sure have. And that's where the superb conditioning of the WWE superstars comes into play.
No doubt, Cole. There ain't no way you're going to win a match if you're out of gas 2 minutes into it.
You can say that again. I've seen matches won and lost simply because one superstar was able to outlast their opponent.
This is one heck of a match so far.
It sure is, Taz. What do you think the highlight has been so far?
Well, that'll probably come a little bit later on in the match. When you decide to shut your yap for a few seconds, I can enjoy it in peace.
Well, excuse me for doing my job, partner. Sorry to have disturbed you.
I love hearing the crowd come alive, even when I don't exactly agree with what they're saying.
Me too. And I do agree with what they're saying, Taz.
There's the reversal, Cole. Like every chick you've been with there, Michael, this ain't gonna be pretty.
Oh my God, the world's strongest slam.
2, 3.
Batista has had lots of success so far, but that's just because his opponents really let him psych him out. You can't back down from a dude like Batista.
I don't think that's the case at all, Taz. And I think the sight of a heavily muscled 6.5-foot animal like Batista doesn't intimidate you. You'd better have your head examined. I don't use the word evil lightly. That's all that comes to mind when I look at Mark Henry and the delight he takes in destroying his fellow superstars.
Evil's just a word that low-lander, low-life losers like you, and you're also a two-face, use to describe people who do whatever it takes to win. I think Mark Henry would take that as a compliment, even from a goof like you.
And the crowd has come alive tonight with a chant directed at the superstars in the ring.
Yeah, and you can't let that break your focus, but that's easier said than done.
1, 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing an incredible display of athletic ability here tonight.
What do you expect, Cole? These are WWE superstars for crying out loud. They're the greatest athletes in the world.
True enough, Taz. There's no off-season for them. There's no month or two off between matches.
There sure ain't, Cole. I mean, these guys are here week in and week out, and every night they leave it in the ring.
And they do it all for the WWE fans, Taz. Without them, none of us would even be here.
I'll tell you what right now, I love watching Mark Henry get it.
I think we know what he's going for here, Taz.
No doubt, and there it is, world's strongest slam. Man, you just can't put anything over on these fans.
You sure can. They see everything, and they'll let you know about it.
5, 6, 7.
Man, I'm telling you, from my in-ring experience, trust me, you can cut this tension with a knife.
I don't think you need in-ring experience to feel the tenacity radiating off these superstars, Taz. I don't think anything could be more obvious.
Spoken like a guy who's never been in there, Cole. Trust me, when it comes down to you or them, it's a whole different level of intensity.
I'll have to take your word for it, Taz. I honestly honestly can't imagine a more electric atmosphere than the one in this arena right now.
6.
Man, I almost feel bad for JR and King, Cole. When's the last time you think they saw a match this good?
I couldn't tell you, Taz. I don't know if they've ever had anything this good on Raw.
Me neither. Because I guess that just makes sense. I mean, after all, SmackDown is the #1 brand in all of sports entertainment.
And that's one of the few things we completely agree on, partner. It doesn't get any bigger or better than SmackDown.
3.
I'll tell you, all the WWE superstars are legit tough guys. But these superstars are really raising the bar here tonight.
They sure are, Taz. We're seeing